we're making the best chocolate cake ever. Ooh, yummy. What's up YouTube? Sam here from Samyara's Den, where Dilyara and I explore various recipes for the everyday you. On my quest to find the perfect chocolate cake, I traveled multiple paths, tried several recipes, exploring mountains and valleys all along the way until I arrived at a particular recipe which seemed to deliver pretty good results, and with a teensy-weensy bit of tinkering to the proportions, I've arrived at my holy grail recipe for the perfect chocolate cake. Here's what you need: 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of sugar, 2/3 cups of cocoa powder, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of coffee powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of milk, half a cup of vegetable oil, I'm using refined sunflower oil, 2 large eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence, and 2/3 cups of hot water. Now this recipe will yield at least 1.5 kilos of cake, but if you want to make a smaller proportion, you can just half my recipe and you'll be left with a wonderful 750 gram cake, which you can easily top up to well over a kilo when you add in your frosting. You'll need 2 bowls for this recipe. In one bowl, combine the flour, cocoa powder, baking powder, baking soda, and salt, and mix them all together nicely with a whisk. In another bowl, take the sugar, add in the milk and the oil, crack in your 2 eggs, add the vanilla essence, and mix them all together well. You can mix them till the wet ingredients are just combined. You don't have to worry about the sugar dissolving at this point. Add the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients and mix them all up well. You can use a whisk and do this by hand, or you can use a stand mixer or hand mixer, whatever you have at your disposal. But really, this recipe is so easy, you could literally say that it is just a whisk away. Lastly, mix the coffee powder into the hot water and then add this into your batter. Mix it all well till you get a nice glossy consistency. Remember, this cake batter is going to be very liquidy, and that's perfectly normal. Don't worry about it. It's going to result in the most moist and spongy chocolate cake you've ever seen. Prepare a large baking tin and line it with some parchment paper. I picked this one up from IKEA, and what I love about spring foam pads in general is that you can do this. Next, prepare the sides, and then it's time to pour the batter in. Once you've poured in your batter, bake your cake for about 30 to 40 minutes at 170 degrees Celsius or until a wooden toothpick comes out clean. Don't forget to preheat your oven before you bake the cake. This cake took exactly 40 minutes to get done. Let your cake cool down for about an hour. In the meantime, we're going to be preparing some chocolate frosting for our cake and some ganache. I'm using some non-dairy whipping cream that I picked up from New Arif La Mold in High Tech City. What I'm using over here is a little over 200 grams of whipping cream. Once the whipping cream is ready, I'm going to add some cocoa powder, and mix it all in. And then I'm gonna add a generous drizzle of chocolate syrup and mix it all up. This is gonna bring a lovely chocolate flavor and add a little warmth in terms of color to your icing. This non-dairy whipping cream already has sugar in it and it's just so easy to use. We've also prepared some chocolate ganache with 2 parts of dark chocolate and 1 part whipping cream. We're preparing this cake for a friend's birthday, so we cut it down with an 8-inch cake ring and then sliced it in half to make 2 layers of cake. Let's frost this beauty. Take a cake stand and place a cake base on it. Place a smidge of frosting or ganache on the bottom to keep your cake in place. Then place the first layer and spread a thin coating of the whipped cream over it. Then, pipe a circle of ganache around the edges and fill the center with any filling of your choice. We used some cherry compote. Next, place the second layer over it and then cover the cake with the remaining of your whipped cream, all around. Place this in the freezer for 30 minutes so the frosting sets. Then let's put on the ganache. You could glaze the cake too if you want. Like if you have a thin ganache, you could just pour it over and let it drip all the way down. Or you could thicken it and apply it like we're doing. It's really up to you on how you like your ganache over cake. Dilyara prepped a little message for our friend on some fondant and piped a little more ganache over the top, finishing it off with some golden sprinkles. Check out our amazing chocolate cake, all frosted and ready to cut into. Soft, moist, and simply delicious. I really wish I could cut into it right now, but this one is off to our friend's place for their birthday. We hope you enjoyed this video and try out our recipe, and do let us know how it turns out in the comment section below. And if you like this cake, you're definitely gonna love our whole wheat chocolate brownie recipe over there. For now, I'm Sam from Samyara's Den, signing off.